And in between that, still cutting down trees, climbing trees, and all that other stuff in between.
My name is Terrell Lee. I'm from Mobile, Alabama. I work at a small used car lot just to get out of the house.
I discovered this whole community of traders in the trade room, which, you know, I was sitting in front of my computer at home all by myself, and now all of a sudden here is this community out there, which I found very generous. Everybody was so supportive and welcoming. It just really blew me away.
What makes us so different than other schools is that we're just not your typical school that's just going to teach you how to trade. We're going to go out there and be part of a family, be part of a team. We're looking for traders that we could trade together.
My name is Josh Levitin. I'm from Bethpage, New York, and I'm the senior instructor here at Cyber Trading University. Yeah. What makes our on-site class so great, aside from the networking aspect of it all, just having our students meet each other for the first time, is the fact that myself and Fausto are very hands-on with our students in the sense of just being able to literally overlook their shoulder and watch their trade, what they're focused on from their platform.
Some news came out and the thing just popped.
While I can comment on what they should focus on online, they might not be able to understand that as well compared to having us right there in front of them.
I kind of like the idea of not being in front of a computer 8 hours a day, because I can't do that. So I kind of like the idea of doing it in the morning and then going to do all the other stuff I need to do.
Everyone that you thought was going to do that, you're going to have 9 losses versus 1 winner. Yeah, it's like, it's not worth it.
When I spoke to Fausto on the phone and he interviewed me, the thing he said the hardest thing for me to do would be to unlearn the things that I previously learned. And it turns out that's 100% true. And the stuff that I'm learning from him and from Josh and everybody has really made all the difference in the world in understanding what a day trader is and how it actually works.
Fausto and the staff at CTU University, they're really on top of everything. They give you good trade choices, and they keep you alert onto whatever's happening in the market at the time for the day.
Right, so we made a profit. What did I just say earlier? Just take the money and run, because guess what? If you didn't take it, how would you be doing right now? Now you're losing money. You're just trying to make that day's pay. That's all you're looking to do. You got it, you made it. Listen, for every stock that kept on going, for everyone that you thought was going to do that, you're going to have 9 losses versus 1 winner.
I don't think you're going to find a better support team in the stock trading business anywhere. That's why I'm here at the platinum level.
You know, a lot of people want to go out there and trade and don't know if it's for them or not. And guess what? That's okay, because it's not. And the thing you have to look at is you have to find a mentor, you have to find a school, you have to sample a couple of things with a couple of schools out there, do a couple of classes, and you make the choice. But don't make the biggest mistake that people make. Go out there and be part of 90%, maybe even higher, of the failure rate in today's industry, because people want to try it before they learn. I mean, would you ever want someone to work on your loved ones that never went to med school? Or how about just giving your finance money to some financial planner that never learned finance? We are no different, but you are on the right path. The right path is you should be doing it on your own. And by doing it on your own, you need a mentor to show you how to do it. And that's what you're going to get here at Cyber Trading University.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Fausto. Let me get a little audio check if you could hear me loud and clear. All right, just give me a second here. I'm just share my screen. All right, thank you very much, Sarah. Good to see you all. Thanks, Rich. Can't see anything. Are you able to see right now? Just let me know if you guys can see the, okay, good. All right. Let me just get the webcam up and running and let's move forward. All right, there we go. All right, good. Welcome, everybody. My name is Fausto. Hopefully, everybody enjoyed that quick little intro regarding a couple of our students, telling you a little bit of their experience of Cyber Trading University, how we changed the lives of many thousands, tens of thousands of people around the world after being in business for over 25 years and being endorsed by so many brokerage firms, because A lot of people want to trade, but they don't know how to play the game. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to talk a little bit about the strategy, what we teach at Cyber Trading University, and then I'm going to invite all of you to come and join us in our professional trading room, and I'm going to be asking everybody questions. I'm going to test you. I'm going to quiz you. You know, like I said, if you listen closely at the end of that quick little video, a lot of traders really don't qualify to trade, and that's okay. It's not a bad thing. And believe me, we'll be the first one to tell you then to go out there and do it with real money. But you know what? You might want to try it, or maybe you failed before. It doesn't mean maybe you were not mentored the right way. Maybe you were not trained by the right person. But we're going to go out there. We're going to hopefully try to fix that after our presentation today. So what we're going to be learning and what we're going to be covering is we're going to talk about how to find the best stocks to trade in today's markets. We're also going to navigate the challenges of high frequency trades. These are those algorithms that you hear about, all these big orders. I mean, you've seen like stocks trade 50 million, 100 million shares. Is that really someone buying and holding it? Who are they? I'm going to talk a little bit about that too. We're also going to talk about how to read level 1 and level 2 and level 3. Most importantly, level 4. Also going to talk about some stocks that we've traded, why we got in, why we got out. You see, it's not about the winners that make you successful. It's the losers that make you successful. Because if you know how to control your losers, the winners take care of themselves. You're not going to win on every win on every trade. You got to know how to control losses, and that's one of the biggest things we train you here. We're also going to talk about the tricks and traps that market makers do, because I was one of them, and I'm going to share it with you. So a little bit about Cyber Trading University, just to tell you, not to bore you with this, but I started as a prop trader, meaning I used to trade other people's money when I first got into the industry. When I started, you had to be licensed to do this. Now you don't have to. What I've learned on the first day on the job, I should have never made my first trade. I've learned that, you know, when I saw these people trading, it wasn't cheap to trade back then. I mean, you had to pay a desk fee, you had to pay software fees, you had to pay ticket fees. Now, a lot of stuff you're getting almost for free, you know? And we'll talk a little bit about that. Why is that? But I've noticed that the only way you become very good at trading, you've got to surround yourself with good traders. That's how you become good at it. But I'm an entrepreneur, and I was the type of person where back then, I was splitting my profits with my brokerage firm. And you know what? It wasn't a bad thing. I lived very well. But I wanted to go to that next level. And the only way to do that is you had to open up a brokerage firm. But I didn't want to do that. So believe it or not, I pioneered the educational industry. I said, you know what? How can I get around not owning a brokerage firm, but find other traders like me that I could trade with? So I started a school, Cyber Trading University, started teaching people online, and then I started a trading room where we all can meet together. Now you're seeing them pop up everywhere, but I'm going to invite all of you to come to the original one. All right. And and most importantly, when you come to that trading room, I don't want you to judge us on the winners, judge us on our losers, because that's everyone's biggest issue. But watch the camaraderie, you know, how we work with our traders, how we trade with our traders, how we feel their pain, our excitement, all that. You're going to love it. But the great thing about trading is that it's a great job. I mean, you could spend more time with your family. You can go anywhere in the world. Actually, I think that the reason why I've been married for so long is because I was able to spend more time with my family by, you know, having the freedom to trade. How many of you here are starting to maybe get into retirement? You know, you can't live on that pension, right? I mean, you know what? Taxes are going up. Got to still pay taxes, right? You still got to eat. You still got to, you know, pay bills. So you might think you have a nice nest egg, but it's, you know, people are living longer. You know, you got to live off that money, you know, so you got to build it. Or maybe some of you doing a job change, or maybe some of you just want to like to travel and don't, now COVID's over, you know, now they're forcing, hey, you got to go back to work. You know, who wants to go back to work now? A lot of people don't. And I don't blame them. I haven't been working in an office in 25 years. I mean, I have my Cyber Trading University's office, but it's a great job. We love it. But the question is, like I said earlier, if you're such a good trader, why do you teach? Well, because I teach traders I surround them with. We kind of pass ideas around. We work together. That's how I become a very good trader, and that's how my students and hopefully you will become just as good also. You got to surround yourself with a team, a good trader. It's not just a mentor. It's the people you're trading with. There's like two parts when it comes to trading. Now, why are you going to trade? One very simple question: to make money. Think about it. Everybody wants to trade, but they just don't know where to look. They know where to find it. You see in the market up today about 250 points. It was up almost about 300. We were down. The market's been like going up and down everywhere. At the end of the day, there's great volatility. Stop worrying about your stocks. Start worrying about what could give you the least amount of risk with the high amount of reward. So let's talk about trading and see how things work. Just remind everybody that if you ever, this is being recorded, you'll be able to watch it later, and feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel, our Facebook, everything. We broadcast every day, and we report everything that we do. Let's talk about something that moved today. Space, SPCE. By the way, did anybody see Space today? Did anybody see SPCE? I'm sitting here talking away. Let me ask some of you. Lynette, obviously you did, yes. Anyone else? Mike, John, yes, everyone? Okay. No, a lot of you didn't. Okay, well, Space took a very big hit lately, and it had a nice little bounce this morning. All right, so the thing is this. Did you see the big sell order on Space? Because the stock had a good rally and good pop, but why did it back off? Why? You have to ask yourself something. How do things go up and go down in the market? Supply and demand. So by knowing where supply and demand is, what makes a supply and demand are buyers and sellers. And when we look at a chart, the problem with a chart is it doesn't tell us what's going on in the future. It tells us what happened in the past. So we need to know how to follow the orders, and that's what we teach at CyberTrade University. So here you have a stock Space, and you could see how the stock went from $17 all the way to 22, and it came all the way back down to 19. How would you have known that resistance was right at that 21.75? Hold on, let me get my crayon here so you guys can follow along. I always forget to grab this. You see my little dot right here. Let me draw. Right here. You see that big order right there? Look at that. You got a 26,000 share seller, 7,000, 11,000. You're talking close to about maybe 40,000, 50,000 shares. And you see how the stock is going up. These guys were already there. They've been out there early this morning. And then sure enough, look what ended up happening. Came right back down to 1950. How are you not following the money? Well, always have to ask yourself, who really trained you? Who really trained you? And that's what we're going to do. So where do we get the news from? How do we find them? All that good stuff. Well, the first thing that we look at is we don't have a crystal ball. We don't go out there, and I'm not here to sell anybody an indicator or anything like that. What we do is this. We scan them through what's called our big percentage gainers and losers. Now, listen, if the stock has any volatility in it, you're not going to make any money on it, okay? You need movement in the market. You need volatility. Without that volatility, you're wasting your time. We need to have good movement in the market. Percentage gainers and losers are what we look at. Now, the question is, there's a lot of stocks that are moving. How do we know which ones that are going to give us the least amount of risk with the high amount of reward? Well, at CyberTrade University, we teach three things: tradable, trend, and trap. It's the three T's. The first T is one of the most critical. It's 50% of the failure rate. You got to make sure the stock's got a good spread, good tier sizes, good volume, good momentum, good iceberg orders, big block orders. And, if you don't see it, good price range. Remember, you only need one to make your day's pay. Why you got to go out there and keep thinking, oh, what's Facebook doing today? Oh, what's Amazon doing? Oh, look at Tesla. Look at Apple. I don't even waste my time with that. But could have had a really nice short in Space if you looked at it. Now, what regarding about finding them and price and enter and all that, okay, this is the better question. Why exactly are we buying or shorting a stock? Is it news? Is it indicators? What's really moving the sector? What's moving that market? Well, 90% of the people fail by using those tools, okay? They look at those, they look at the news. That's not how you're supposed to trade. The way you're supposed to trade is following the money. That's it. If you know anybody that got caught in the FBI, you know, the IRS, what do? They follow the money. They don't want to follow the crime. The crime is in the money. How do you think they bust drug dealers? They follow the money. How do they bust the mafia? Follow the money. How do they bust Bernie Madoff? They follow the money, okay? So you as a trader, you just got to follow the money. If you can't beat them, you got to join them. So I have a question for all of you. I want to do a quick poll right here. And my poll is this. My question is this. Do you have level 3 quotes? So you have a little pop-up window that's coming up on your screen. Can everyone just tell me? Let's just do a quick poll. We got close to 100 people in here. Let's see, you guys, how you answer this question. All right. So I'm going to end the poll. I'm going to share it. And you can see how you answer to everyone else. Now, let me explain something to you. What is it worth it if I'm able to show you right now where 70% of the buyers and sellers are located? Think about that for a second. How many shares are you moving? How many shares is someone else moving? 70% of the volume? Yeah, I'm going to show it to you right now. Actually, what you're going to see right now, I always tell everyone, is very disturbing because you'll be like, how do I'm not using this data? I mean, like everything else, and why did I was never taught this in the past? Well, the question you have to ask yourself, who really trained you? Is that guy endorsed by brokerage firms? Is that person was a market maker? What brokerage firm, which trading firm was he working at? You know? Listen, no disrespect to you know, on somebody that was a construction worker, but how's a construction worker all of a sudden become a great trader? Just because he found something that works good for him? How does a gym teacher do very well and all of a sudden now he knows how to trade? How does anyone, you know what I mean? You got to be part of the game. And how do I know that? Because I was part of that game. So let's talk about level 3, okay? We're looking at something called Nasdaq Total View. So let me explain to you what we're looking at. We got buyers and we got sellers. The buyers are the bid, the sellers are the offer. The buyers is known as support. The sellers are also known as resistance. So you have 3 columns, 1, 2, and 3. In the 3 columns, you have the price if somebody wants to buy it, the amount of shares, and how many orders make that shares. And whoever wants to buy for the most is up on top. Whoever wants to buy for less money is down at the bottom. So what you're looking at is one big chat room. It's just basically it's like a seat on the exchange. You have a seat on the exchange, and you're seeing where the orders are. It's basically what you're seeing. Oh my God! Think about. Did you hear what I just told you? You have a seat on the exchange, and you can see who's buying it, who's selling it. What better data than is that? I will take that over anything at any day because I'm not trading hundreds of millions of shares. I'm looking if I'm trading a few thousand, a couple of hundred, depending on the stock. But now I can see everything that's going on in that stock between Goldman, Merrill, Shearson, algorithms, Fibonacci's, HFTs, black dark pools. You said it, you name it, it is in there. So let me change the slide here. So let's show how we use that data. Now, remember, how do stocks go up and go down? Supply and demand, buyers and sellers. So looking at a stock right here, we're looking at Macy's. And you can see how Macy's went from a price of $18.60 and dropped all the way down to $17.60, right? Stopped right there. Why did it stop there? Who stopped it? Where did that support come from? Because what happened, it ended up going up to about $18.10. Now, That's a pretty good amount of money. 1760, 1810. What is that? About 50 cents. 50 cents on 1,000 shares is about $500 in a matter of what? About an hour or two. $500 a day, $100,000 salary. I think a lot of people would be happy with that. Well, but how would we have known to buy it at 1760? Well, when you look over here on level 3, obviously what makes a support level are buyers. And when you work your way down here, you'll notice that there's a 300,000 share buyer out there. 18 different orders at 1758. No wonder the stock went up. That's a pretty damn big amount of buyers, don't you think? You think I want to short a stock that with a big buyer out there? I don't think so. Okay? So that is what made the stock go up. That big demand. Now, same thing goes for a stock that goes up. Mara, we all know about the cryptocurrencies, blockchain stock right here. Mara, Coin, Riot. This stock went from at 9:30 this morning, ran from 23 all the way to 25. Pretty big move. And you know what? If you didn't know to take that profit and you still have it, you're right back to square one. What a waste of time. How many of you guys bought a stock and like, damn it, we should have sold it? What made me hold it? Oh, because the stock was $60 recently? It does not work that way, fellow traders. Because everyone's looking to get out of it. And the only reason it came down is because of this seller right here. See that? 127,000 shares, 24 different orders around there. How do you not want to know that when everybody's showing, oh, I'll sell 200, I'll sell 100, I'll sell 300, 127,000? Now, when you look at this level 3, right, you're thinking off the top of your head, like, it's a lot of numbers, looks distraction. But believe it or not, 95% of what's there, you don't even need it. It's all you're looking at is these triple digits. I don't see any triple digits here. But if I'm going up, I'm looking for that big seller, and that's why it stopped. Does that seem hard, by the way? Did I lose anybody? Is anybody confused? Doug, you confused yet? Mike, Bill, John, you guys confused? Austin? All good? Mindy? Good. Leonard, what about you? Not confused yet. Meg. And you shouldn't be confused. This is not confusing. You know what the hardest part about trading is? The discipline getting in and getting out, not getting greedy, not getting cocky. That's the only reason. But it's not hard. It's just quite easy, actually. But the hardest part, like I said, is the greed factor. Where is the strike price on level 3, Don? The strike price is I don't know what you're calling a strike or I'm calling a strike, but the strike to me is where the seller is, and the seller is sitting right there at 25. So my strike price is 25. And if I didn't know that, I'll be riding the thing down to 23, and I just threw away a huge profit. Right, very good. There you go. Yes, Donald. So those orders is the money. Yes, exactly. And those are real live orders. All right. Let's have a little fun here. Let's do a little test. Is this stock going up or going down? Let's do a quick poll. Let's see how you guys answer this. Let me read my text while you guys are doing that. Okay. We got 2 people. I'm going to end the poll right now. I'm going to share it. First of all, I always get a kick at it. I still not, until this day, have not got somebody got this answer right. Why in the world do you think this stock is going up? I don't know who was it, but like, what made you think the stock was going? The stock is going down. The trend is down. You could see it right here. Beautiful stock trending down. The trend is your friend. Don't buck the trend. John, do I trade options? Yes, I do. Okay. But that's my last protocol. You can't be a good option trader if you don't even know how to trade the stock first. Remember, it's the movement of the stock that makes an option move. So don't you think you should know how to trade the stock first? Because remember, it's a lot harder to trade an option, than just to trade the stock, which is pretty much black and white. So the stock is going down. Now, the next question is this for all of you. You ever own a stock and you're like, oh my God, it's going down. What do I do? I mean, what do we need? What do we need for the stock to go back up, everyone? What do we need? We don't need volume, Kathy. We need buyers, right? Jose, Doug, Bill. We need buyers. Do you see buyers on a chart? I don't see a damn thing on a chart. I just saw what happened a couple of minutes ago, a couple of hours ago. That's past. I need to look at the future. And the future tells me at $9, there's 102,000 shares. There are literally 259 orders out there that make up that. What do you think I think is going to happen here at $9? I mean, anything could happen. Someone could sell it to him, which we'll talk about that next. But I would say, in theory, $9 support. And guess what? Hit $9 and went right back up to 10 in a matter of, 30 minutes? Made $1, 1,000 shares, $1,000, $250,000. Who doesn't want that jump? Who makes that much money? Oh, yeah, of course, us traders do. It's all about finding those iceberg orders. What I'm looking for is this, fellow traders. At the end of this presentation, if you think that you could help spot these iceberg orders, I want you to come and join us because I'm looking to train people to help me find these iceberg orders because they're not out. There's no software out there. And, I need to train people that can help us scan all these stocks that are moving and help us find them. Because when we find them, we just shadow them. That's all. And we just need a little bit. We don't need the whole thing. If you think you could do it, you think you're a lucky one, then we're definitely going to go to that next level. But let's continue. I got a little bit more to talk about. Let's have a little fun here. Where is resistance levels in PFE? Let's see how you guys answer this question. Let's see how you guys answer it. Where's the resistance levels on PFE? Well, what makes the resistance levels? Sellers, right? Where are the sellers? They're on the right. Where do you see a big seller? If you don't know the answer, give me a question mark. Lauren, I didn't hear from you. Mark, what about you? Meg? Guys, if you don't know the answer, just give me a question mark. Listen, you're here because you made a commitment that you want to succeed. Don't make me waste my time. You want me to help you, you got to help answer these questions because you don't want to make this mistake with real money. I hate seeing people lose money. I can't tell you how many times I've done presentations and people are like, oh, you know what? I don't want to, Listen, when you're sick, who do you go to? Your spouse? No, you go to the doctor, right? Because that's his job. That's what he was trained for. You know what I mean? Like anything else. And if he's not good, there's a lot more out there, but you're not going to try to be your own doctor. I mean, it's nice to educate yourself a little bit, but you're here to learn from professionals. Contribute, answer the question. No problem. So, and don't mind me being very brash. I hate seeing people lose money. It's such a sad, sad thing. It really is. It's just like, it's not necessary. Too many people go out there and they trade and they want to learn on their own. They sit there by themselves. They're in their basement. They got one monitor. They jump left and right. They watch what's going on TV. They hear what's going on with politics. They see what's going on over Middle East. They see it. They don't know what to do. They're chasing stocks. You know what? You hear, and I don't get political or anything, but you hear no matter who's in office, they always want to go after people on Wall Street. We got to tax the people on Wall Street. You know why they do that? Because we make a lot of money. Does that make us a bad person? You're here for that reason too. You want to make a lot of money. I don't have a problem paying taxes. Let me tell you, my accountant always told me, if you're not paying taxes, you got problems. That means you're not making money. That's what he told me. Which, when you think about it, it's pretty savvy. But anyway, the right answer here is, don't mind me going on a tangent, but the right answer is 36. So in theory, without looking at some chart, without looking at some indicator, without listening to some bozo on TV, without looking at some news, I know right away, with all those sellers out there, if I was to get out, I see over 200 people out there trying to sell the stock at 38. Why would I want to go out there and get greedy and try to outsmart him? It's not necessary. But when you look at the chart and you're saying, oh, the stock is making a new, daily high, you got a lot of green candlesticks, everything is like a perfect picture here. And if I probably threw in a couple indicators on there, and you knew how to read indicators, you're really going to be drooling. Listen, the past is not always indicative of the future, because if you got greedy, came right back down. It's all about following the money. It's not that hard. It's not that complicated. Most traders make things more complicated, and you don't have to. So what we're looking to do, like I mentioned earlier, we call them iceberg orders because it's not what's on top of the water, it's what's on the bottom of the water. And we all know what happened to Titanic. Didn't end too well for them. Beautiful ship, beautiful everything, great people. Guys who built a ship were probably not the smartest people out there. I'm not worried about safety more than beauty. And when I'm talking about that, it's all about the beautiful charts, the beautiful chair, the beautiful room. But does that make you money? I used to make money on a 15-inch monitor. Remember the old days? Remember 25 years ago, those big concoction monitors that weighed about 1,000 pounds? 15-inch monitor. People can't even make it with 6. Oh, I got 6 monitors. Guys, it's all about following the order. Peter, you have a Quotrons. That's right. Exactly. The Quotrons. Love those things. Anyway, let's talk about something else that I hear all the time. People always ask me, oh, I heard about this stuff, the fake news and, the fake order. How do we know they're real? How do we know that these orders are real? First of all, if you don't think they're real, when you come to my trading room, I'll find one and you'll tell me how fake it is. Okay, that's number one. Number two, there's something we use called a time and sales window. I know a lot of people don't like to use it because it moves too fast. So the reason why it moves too fast is you probably got your defaults wrong, or you're probably looking at a stock that's too fast anyway, which I would not trade. So let's go back and look at SKLZ. So you could see the stock right here. Stock went up and it hit a resistance levels right here, came back down, hit a resistance, came back down, hit a resistance. Okay, finally it broke this 1450 and it ran all the way up to about past $16. Why did it stop here, and eventually broke here? Because there was a big order out there. You're talking about over 130,000 shares. That's a pretty substantial amount of shares. And in theory, you would want to sell with those sellers. But when you look over here, you'll notice, look at all those orders. Sells, buy. But all these are all transactions going off on the offer. Look at all those orders. Green. Green means that the guy on the offer is getting executed. Well, do you think someone can't buy that? The guy's advertising it. Oh, yeah. And by the way, someone could actually buy it from him, which is like, oh, my God, someone just bought 100,000 shares? Is that even possible? Of course it is. Somebody really wanted it, and guess what? He was pretty smart that he did, because, they ran up another $1.50. So seeing orders and having a game plan, can it reverse on you? Absolutely. But how do you confirm that? Through time and sales. Now you know the value of a time and sales window you've probably been neglecting all this time. what happens if a stock hits a big support level and then breaks it? Well, here's another example. Stock goes from $14 and drops down to $13. Now, fortunately, we had a big buyer here at 110,000 shares at $12.90. But it broke it, and you could see the stock not traded for over several minutes right here. So it obviously took some time to execute all those trades. But you could see it. Red, 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 red. Look, it says at the bid, at the bid, at the bid, at the bid, at the bid. Burst basket, I don't know what the hell that means, but but you could see it. Constant orders, 10,000, 3,000, 2,000. Eventually, the guy sold all his shares and right down. Do you ever go into a trade and you're like, oh my God, I'm losing money. I don't want to take a loss. I should have sold it, but I didn't. Now I'm really losing money. Do I sell it now? Listen, if you remember what I told you earlier, we don't teach you how to make money here at CTU. We teach you how to stop losing it. That's everybody's issue. And you need to know when to take a loss. There's a lot of stocks that I traded. If I didn't get out of them, I would not be here today. I'm actually very conservative. Actually, a little too conservative. I was never a big trader, but I was never a real low trader. I was always in the middle. Okay? And I know some really big traders that made millions. And I could tell you this, some of them are not around anymore because they made too much. And the only reason why I made a lot, they got very, very risky. Some got lucky. They got cocky. And you got to know how to live within your means. It's not, you don't have to go crazy and make a killing at it. So don't be fooled when you hear these people, they talk about how much money they make. You want to hear about the regular Joe guy, the regular blue collar trader. That's what we are. We teach you how to make a day's pay, which is a lot, but you got to know how to play it very consistently. All right, a couple of questions coming across here. Mindy, can you clarify something? What's that? Shares to buy order and goes down. Clarify. Okay, so what happened here was there was a big buyer, okay? And he was obviously right here. That buyer will classify as a support level, which it was from 10:30 to 11:30. But when you look at the time in sales, the time in sales are transactions that are taking place. The time in sales is telling us real time are where the orders are getting executed. And obviously with the red, he was getting executed. So somebody was selling it to that buyer. And when he doesn't have any more shares to buy, what does it do? It drops. And that's what happened there. So hopefully that clarified it. But by the way, it's only going to get better, Mindy, because I'm going to invite you into the trading room and you're going to see this live. Okay? So hopefully that kind of answers that question for you a little bit better. Now, but Fausto, my indicators told me it was going up. Oh, really? Okay. You tell me, ladies and gentlemen, what chart is easier to read? Chart number 1 or chart number 2? What chart's easier to read? Really? Chart number 2? Wow, you know what? You're right. It is easier to read. What do you got here? Bollinger Bands, MACDs, RSIs. What is that? I can't even make out some of these things. Momentums, CGIs. I mean, all these people got these crazy indicators. There's hundreds of indicators, and everyone's got their own spin on it. Get rid of this junk. Just do yourself a favor. Just follow the money. See the support levels here. You don't need an indicator to tell you that. If that really is an indicator, if that's really a good support level, we should be looking at level 3 and level 4 and see if the guys are out there buying it. What do you need all that stuff for? You know what? It probably works for investing and long-term trading. Sure makes you sound smart, you know. But overall, I think I'd rather follow and see what's going on in the future, not with something that has happened in the past. I don't know. That's just me. Brokerage recommendations. How about TradeStation? So Don, we're brokerage firm neutral. Okay, we do education for TradeStation, Thinkorswim, TD Ameritrade, Tastyworks, Schwab. I've been endorsed and I have been featured on every one of those brokerage firms. Your least of your problems right now, Don, is worrying about brokerage account. Okay. The first thing you need to know is how to trade. So when you go out there and we show you what's going on, then you would know why you need a certain brokerage account for certain things. A lot of you be like, oh, I don't want to change brokers. I don't blame you. I don't want to change brokers. It's a pain in the ass. I don't want to change brokers. But you can't, have a Ford Pinto racing an Indy 500. I know it's a vehicle, but it's not going to work. You know what I mean? So you can't take, a vitamin A if you got a fever. You understand? It doesn't work. You got to use the right tools for the right type of trading. Now, let me just change the slide here and just show you. We have a thing we call, technical analysis paralysis. You really have to just be very, very careful when it comes to trading. Mindy has a good question. How do we learn into the best probability? And I think CT is going to answer that for you. I'm going to answer my questions for everyone in the next few minutes. Okay, but we're almost done here because I know a lot of people have some places to go. I got to get ready to trade. My traders going in the afternoon, and I want to give you guys time to register for the event. But I want you to understand, you don't have to make a lot of money to make a day trade to be successful at this. Look at this stock right here. This stock went from $11 to $13 in about 2 hours. If you made 50 lousy little stinking cents, you're talking about a $100,000 salary. Where could you work from home, no boss, no expenses, no stress, and make that type of a money? Trading. That's why everybody wants to do it. But to do it, you got to learn how to play the game. This is why CyberTrade University has been endorsed and has been featured on some of the biggest brokerage firms in the industry, which, by the way, just give you guys a little advice. We recommend you guys, fellow traders, to go out there and sample a bunch of other people before you come to us. Or you probably did already, okay? And then you'll see what makes us different. And the biggest thing you're going to notice is this. These brokerage firms, they've done their compliance. If you're dealing with somebody specifically and they're not being endorsed by any brokerage firm, do yourself a favor, run away. Why would a brokerage firm would not endorse a certain school? I'll tell you why. They might be big YouTubers. They might be great video editors. Might be great entertainers. Brokerage firms want educated traders like you. Because if you know how to trade, you'll be their trader forever. Why would they not want them? They can't teach you how to trade. It's a compliance issue. But they want people like us. So if you move forward CyberTrade University, we're going to have a great time. But if you're not, make sure, because this is something that's very, very critical, you want to keep an eye on, okay? There's a lot of phonies and fakes out there. I don't want you guys to get ripped off. What I'm looking to do, everybody, is this. I want to invite you all come to my professional trading room. I want you to see, this is the original trading room that I started 25 years ago. We start at 8 o'clock in the morning. We're done at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We trade the first hour, the last hour. I want you not to judge us on the winners. I want you to judge us on the losers. I want you to see how we control them. I want you to see the camaraderie, the excitement, the friendship that we have with the traders. And then hopefully you guys will be part of that. There's nothing to lose but to learn to see if it's you or not. Don't be shy. Don't be scared. If you like trading and you like to make money, here's your opportunity to see if it really works. The worst thing that can happen is you find out it's not for you. And that would save you thousands in losses in trading. So this is what I'm asking for. I don't know who you are. I don't know where you came from, but all we're asking is for a $9 application fee. That's it, $9. Now, I know that sounds ridiculous. People pay thousands. Why would they pay $9? The $9, fellow traders, is to tell me and my staff to let us know if you say who you really are. We don't know who you are. We don't know where you came from. We get a lot of people that are competitors, hecklers, whatever, just extortionists. Believe it, we get a lot of those. We don't let everybody in the room. But if we're going to let you contribute, and be involved, this is what you're going to get. You're going to get your own personal education advisor. You're going to get daily market meetings. You're going to get a live Q&A session. I mean, it's all for $9. I want to prove to you that if trading is for you or not before you go out there and make this investment. And not only that, as a bonus, I will actually give you a coaching class. Actually, I have to interview you. I need to make sure that you know what you're getting yourself involved in. It's like a doctor and you need surgery. Wouldn't you want the doctor to tell you first if you should be getting cut under the knife or not? I know a lot of schools don't do that. A lot of schools, you'll never talk to the owner. They don't care about you. They just want to make their subscriptions. We're different. I'm looking to teach people I could trade with, that I can make money with. And I got to make sure that you're capable of doing that. But to do that, you have to see what it's like to be in the room first. So take that $9. You got nothing to lose. Put it in there. Fill out your questionnaire, and let's stop pretending and start doing it the right way. Now, in the meantime, does anybody have any questions? Any other questions? When can I start? So that's a great question. Right away, for crying out loud. Why would you not want to start? But you know what? You could probably start on a Monday. Go watch your recordings. Make your appointment with your education advisor. Let him tell you so he can explain to you what's going on in the room. All that stuff. Okay? What are you getting for the 7-day trial, Raj, is what you're getting right here. You're getting the trading room, 3 daily market meetings, a morning and afternoon watch list, your own personal education advisor, and a live Q&A session. You're getting a lot. You're getting a lot. Don, you know what? That's a great, I like that sign. Don says, I'm looking forward to the wake-up call. You know what? Let us get involved in your life, and you'll see how we'll change things for the better. Okay? You got to start somewhere. My trainer, my personal trainer, taught me something a long time ago. It always stuck into my head. And he said, Fausto, you know how you lose weight? You know why people fail in diets all day long? Let's be honest. We've all been on diets before, right? Why do people fail in diets? Because after they do the 17th diet, after they read every book, after they go on every website, everything, you know how you're going to lose weight? The right way? Go hire a personal trainer and go pay for a nutritionist. Oh, that costs money. Duh, of course it does. When you have people involved in your life, okay, and start telling you what to do because they do it right, who else are you going to listen to? So, and you know what? You might have to try a couple of different people out there. But that's the way you do things right. And watch how it works. Trading's the same exact thing. After you go out there and you try and read every single book and fail miserably, maybe it's time to go out there and have someone involved in your life. Someone that's been doing it for 25 years. Someone that's been endorsed by brokerage firms. Somebody that's on every other event, that's in the industry. And then get the opportunity to talk to them. Let us discuss with you before you actually make that decision. It's as simple as that. It's not that complicated. Don says, true story, Fausto, accountability. Yes, you know what? That's a great line, Don. I like that. You got to take accountability for your own actions. And I do these presentations before COVID. I used to travel around. I always get hired to do presentations on these panels, and I see all these people in the audience, hundreds and hundreds of people, and they're just lost. You're like, you came here today, you paid money for a hotel, you took the time to be here, you spent it on a plane ticket. Why not ask the questions? Why not do it right? You're not going to sit here and learn it and think now you can go home and do it on your own. Let people involved in your life, surround yourself with people that are good at it, and that's how you're going to be good at it. Donald, it does work for futures. I personally just trade stocks. I do stock trading, swing trading, and options. I don't day trade. I don't do futures. But if you want to know somebody who does futures, why don't you send me an email and I'll tell you Here's my email, by the way. If anyone wants to find someone else that I would recommend, last thing I want to see you guys do is get involved with somebody that's just trying to, you don't want to have a bad taste in your mouth in the industry. Yeah, and that's the other people thing too. I get people always say, oh, you know what, how I know you're not different from the other guy. I always tell them, you got to be smarter than that. That's all. It's a big business, just like education, just like colleges. You just got to do your homework. All right, guys. So I'm going to get ready for the class. My class. Listen, we got 5 spots left. Okay. Regarding about the trial, regarding about the coaching. So listen. Make sure you talk to the education advisor when you register, and let him tell you a little bit about what you're going to be doing and what to expect. Now, listen, I know that some of you here are not going to take it, and I get it. Listen, maybe it's not the right time, whatever. But can I just give you my advice? Please go out there and get educated from somebody. And you're going to need to from someone else. Maybe not the right time, whatever it is, but it's going to be. Don't lose this opportunity. You see what's going on in the market. You saw we had a big crash. You don't think we're going to have another one soon? There could be great buying opportunities. Maybe you're overextended yourself. You have to surround yourself with people that are good at it. But don't think you can be down in your basement by yourself with your 6 monitors sitting there and thinking that, the computer is going to make you money. Doesn't work that way. All right? Doesn't work that way. Some kids, come from some of the worst neighborhoods. I mean, let's talk about Dominican Republic, third world country. Terrible. Some of the best baseball players in the industry came out of Dominican Republic, just playing some sand pit, hitting the ball back and forth. And then you come some of these rural areas like where I'm from, and these parents pay thousands, tens of thousands of dollars and try to make their kid the next baseball player. Listen, you know what? The thing is, you have to surround yourself with good traders. And you got to go where the really good ones are. You know what I mean? And for some people, you might have it, you might not. So let's let someone tell you than trying someone that try to, veer you the wrong way. All right. And believe me, I'll be the first one to tell you, because if I didn't tell more people than others, I would not have a 5-star rating on Google. Let's keep it like that. Good luck, everyone. Happy trading. I'll see you all in the trading room. Be safe. And enjoy your week, enjoy your summer. I'll see you all. And just remember, when you're in the trading room, just watch. Don't buy anything. Just watch, look, listen, and learn. Those are the 3 L's we go by. Thanks, everybody. Happy trading. And by the way, don't go anywhere. I'm going to play a